Welcome to South Florida Saltwater Fishing. I'm Heath, and it's time to get into the bite. All right, folks, welcome to our brand new live stream, a weekly fishing report made by anglers for anglers like yourself. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over who's catching what, what's biting, where it's biting. We're going to go over the future marine forecast for the rest of the week. We're also going to cover the moon phase and our tidal charts. So this will help you hopefully make the best decisions in planning whatever offshore adventures you might be getting to start to do. So without further ado, here we go. Before we get into this stuff, if you want to learn more about fishing, grow as an angler, or just see some great and exciting offshore fishing adventures, you can start by hitting that subscribe button. All right, so we got a lot to cover in a very short amount of time, so we are going to get right into this. What we're going to start with is what's biting. So all I can say right now is it's winter time, which means the fishing is not at its best. Now, I can't tell you right now, I've seen a lot of tuna action, blackfin tuna, skipjacks, okay? So if you're out trolling over those deeper ledges of the reef, those fish will more than likely hit some topwater lures, possibly planers. I find blackfin tuna and skipjacks too more go after topwater lures, stuff like pink and white squirt squids, or my favorites, the boom turbo hammers. Small trolling lures, you're going to want to troll around 7 or 8 knots. Get them on board. The next thing that is also biting is sailfish. They're scattered, but they're still around. You know, it's a bit rough. We've got these northeast winds pushing through when the fronts come through. So the sailfish are out there. They're out and around. Also, we've still got scattered wahoo, so it's always worth a try for wahoo over the deep ledge of the reef. Kingfish, not so much. They're scattered a little bit, along with mahi. I did see a report. I saw a gentleman a couple of days ago. He caught a mahi out in about 900 feet of water. So that's what's also going on. Now, the charter boats are tending to do a little bit more deep dropping and wreck fishing. They are showing catches of amberjacks, almacos. They're still swimming around, and they're also going and hitting up vermilion snapper. Vermilion snapper are around all year, so you know that's a go-to thing when the bite is slow on other stuff. So if you're looking for something to get into, vermilion snapper is biting right now. They're always there. They're biting good. So go on ahead, give them a shot. You got to look for them. You got to know where to find them off structures. Okay. Next, what's also biting? Like I said, it's winter time, so we've got a pretty good yellowtail bite going on, which means you're going to want to park it up on the reef, chum, good chum. Give it a half hour, chum away. You'll get your yellowtail coming up. It's best if you've got a north current. Remember, if you've got no current, don't even bother going for yellowtail. But if you've got a north current, you're good to go. South current, it might be a little bit of a slower day, but they're showing up either which way it's going. You've also got a mixture of cirro mackerel coming in with them. And also, speaking of mackerel, the Spanish mackerel are biting pretty good. So let me show you right here. We got a picture, actually a couple of pictures right here of somebody who had a fairly great day with the Spanish mackerel. So here we go, bucket load of them right there. You filled the boat, shallow water, Spanish mackerel all around. So we're good to go there. Now, what else is biting? Like I said, over the reefs, we've got the yellowtail. Over the deeper ledges, we've got the amberjack and Almaco jacks off the wrecks, right? So what I'm trying to get at is that the trolling right now is a little slow, so you might want to go find other stuff to do if you can. If not, it's you know, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Over those deep wrecks, also with those bigger jacks, we've got amber jacks, just like this one right here. Gentleman sent me a picture. Very nice. I'm sorry. Very nice African pompano right there. Solid. You know, caught on a wreck. You know, it's a bit sporty out there if you look right behind him. But so we've got all three of the great eating species of jacks. If you're into those things, they put up great fights. You know, go on ahead and get out there and get them. Yes, thank you. Hello, everybody that's leaving comments. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. So let's keep working our way through this. What else is biting? I got deep dropping. Deep dropping, like I said, it's wintertime, so the trolling and all that stuff's kind of rough going. So deep dropping is something that's always wintertime fishing. You know, we've got the vermilions, like I said. You're going to have to learn how to find them, and then you can go and get them. They're pretty easy to catch once you get on. Also, black belly rosefish. They're around all year. So they're in 800 feet of water. If you want to go find them, you use a deep drop rig with just little chunks of squid. Once you find them, they blanket the seafloor out there because they're not commercially fished. So you can get them anytime. Also, when you go out there looking and you're deep dropping, just be wary of your current, because that's going to kind of make you decide if you can even do it, what size weight to use, and all that other goodness. Vermilion snapper, I didn't say much about it. They're found in about 300 feet, but you're going to have them hanging out off structures like wrecks and stuff. And then also what we got deep dropping is they opened up recently, they reopened up our fishery for golden tilefish. And, you know, I caught a massive one first day, January 1st, but they're still biting good. The big boys are still out there. And let me show you one that a buddy of mine caught the other day. Very nice one from here, from Matt. The nice, you know, solid 10-pounder. Man, they're still out there biting. You know, he's actually got a little rosy right down here. If you can see, it's on the line too. But hey, man, those things are great eating. So if you can go and find them, they're in around in between 700 and 800 feet. Now, a tip for going after golden tilefish that I've learned over the years is if you're getting a ton of rosies, you're not really going to find the golden tilefish. I mean, they might be mixed in there, but you may have to go in a little bit shallower. You may have to go out a little bit deeper to get away from them. But yeah, still great job on that golden tilefish right there for Matt. Okay, so what else do we got here? Let's take a look and see what else pictures folks have sent. Speaking of snapper, you know, we just had this shrimp run go by, okay? So everything in shallow is gorging on these shrimp. So if you're looking for live bait, right? If you're going to your bait shops and stuff and they're telling you they don't got nothing but shrimp, there's a reason why. Because the commercial fishermen were concentrating on loading up on shrimp. So speaking of that, everything in shallow is eating on the shrimp. So that being said, we've got, you know, fish like mangrove snapper. You know, go on ahead and load up on your mangrove snappers. This is from Sean Townsend. Man, you know, had a great day. You too can get them. You know, there's also snook are going to pound these live shrimp too. The shrimp run might still be kind of getting on, and you might still be able to go and get them, but we will, you know, I wouldn't, you know, bank on it too much being done. So let me just say hi to everybody here leaving the comments. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in and watching. And, you know, this is our first live broadcast, and of course they're going to get better as they go on. And what we're really doing here is we are just trying to inform you. So what I want to say, that being said, what we did is I went ahead and I started a Facebook page which is actually called the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. So if you're on Facebook and you want to help out with this actual live stream every week, what you can do is you just go on to Facebook. If you have it, like I said, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. And you go there and it's going to look like this. It looks just like our logo from our YouTube channel. And it's got a little red sign that says report. And, you know, everybody down there, all the reports, people sending in their fish. I'll ask a question, you know, what's the last fishing picture in your phone? And then we get, you know, everybody, you know, people sending their, look at that golden tilefish right there by Dennis. Awesome. You know, again, ooh, mutton snapper right there. Great fish. Look at that one right there. That's a giant trevally. That's nowhere around here, but still, you know, great pictures. Looks like we got some deep dropping going on from the Bahamas, all the yellow eyes and queen snapper and stuff. Great. Also, speaking of queen snapper, if you're down in the Keys, the queen snapper are biting off the Islamorado in the 409 hump area. So if you want to go do some deep dropping down there and take your chances getting past the sharks, great thing to do. All right. Again, I appreciate everything that everybody is saying. You guys are literally the reason that this channel is, you know, the success that it is. I can't thank you enough for, you know, coming, watching the videos, and, you know, if you've got something to say, I take it, and I you know, I really consider what everybody has to say about the shows, the weekly shows, and this too. You know, if you've got any compliments, comments, or anything, let me know, and I will, you know, try my hardest to get it done for you. So going forward, let's take a look. Now that we've gone over what's biting, right? We've talked about the deep dropping, you're trolling, and, you know, you're sort of reef fishing, which is what you're going to need to do. And you know, like I said, be wary that you got to think about what you're fishing for too. Like, don't just go out and not have a plan. You got to have a plan, especially in wintertime. It's going to be tough to get out there and get those fish. Wintertime is rough, but trust me, it's gonna end. And I'll be honest with you, also El Nino is not helping at all. I'm actually considering doing a episode on El Nino, but I fear that it can be a little complicated because it has to explain the whole weather pattern and what happens over in the West Coast and the Pacific off of California in the Pacific Ocean and how that affects the rest of the atmosphere and the oceans. It can get into a whole mess. So I'm just considering that. But believe it or not, that does affect our fishing. And if you've noticed over this whole past year, we've had quite a few stronger storms with gale force winds. Our winter, Florida's actually, you know, participating in winter this year. We've had quite a few cold days for, you know, South Floridians. Everybody's bundled up in their jackets and everything. So we gotta, you know, think about that. So when we have stronger winters and our atmosphere is messed up, it affects our fishing. Does it drive fish offshore? Does it bring them in closer? It does a little bit of both. So that being said, back to my point, which was if you're going out fishing, you gotta know what you're targeting, right? Know your local area. If you don't, you know, talk to some people. That's why I created the Facebook group, you know, to let people see what's going on out there. You know, I want to put a personal best mutton in the boat this year. Me too. I would love it. Hello from Stewart, Jupiter, Port St. Lucie. Everybody, thanks for showing up. I really appreciate it. So we're going to get right into this now, a little bit more about what is going on with our weather. Speaking of weather and, you know, El Nino. So what just happened is we just had a cold front push through over the past days. In case you can't tell, we had what's called a reverse warming trend. It gets colder during the day instead of just saying we're going to have a cool down. So that cold front is going away, and later in the week, Friday into Saturday, I believe another cold front is going to push through. So just, you know, keep this in mind when it comes to I'm sorry, I can't wait for the grouper comment. Got me too. Neither can I. I'm ready for that to open back up also. Just keep in mind the cold fronts if you're going out fishing. You know, as the pressure comes through and the actual storm's coming through, it's going to drive fish away. It'll make fishing harder. But you know, you gotta deal with what you gotta deal with. Anyway, like I said, now our weather report. So for the rest of the week, let's see what we're looking at when it comes wind-wise. So what we're going to do right here is we are going to go to WindFinder, and over here, this is here's where we're at. Tuesday, we got north winds. Tomorrow, north winds running 15, 16, 13. They're all in the mid to high teens. And what we've got actually that I saw is we've actually got a swell. So just to prove that these high winds aren't doing much right now, let me show you what's actually happening, the reality of what's happening out there right now. We'll take a look at our BOCA inlet cam and show you. Right now we've got, you know, west winds, and it looks pretty darn flat out there. So we've got a swell going on, right? So it's not chop. We've got these winds that are blowing, and so, you know, it's still nice. You might have wind, but it's not going to be real choppy, and that's what it's kind of looking like for the rest of the week. So let me go back to our wind finder and see what they're saying about the rest of the week, and we can play it from there. But, you know, you remember it's always best. They make these forecasts, but then again, you know, keep in mind that you got to stick your head out the window and see the reality of it, right? So this is saying we got a, you know, right now we're at a west wind, and here it's saying it's coming from the kind of northwest. So tomorrow we'll have more of a north, then it turns into northeast, saying, you know, we've got this swell coming in, about 3.5 foot swell with a period of 8 seconds. So remember, when you're talking about your waves and your period in between them, that is what makes it choppy or not. So as you can see, as the week rolls on, Thursday into Friday, we're going to have periods of 8, 9, 10, 11 seconds in between these waves, which means that's a swell. There's no chop going on. So we've got a variable wind going on Thursday. It's all over the place, northwest into the east, down from the southwest on Friday. Winds are, you know, picking up. These are our max winds at you know, we're running 10 miles an hour, 7 miles an hour. Friday in the afternoon, it looks like it's going to pick up and, you know, get a little windy out there. So we'll see what happens. And then Saturday, I was looking at this earlier, it's going to be windy, but it looks like our seas are going to lay down, which makes it, you know, we're coming from the northwest all day. So again, you're going to have that swell. So it'll be flat, but it'll be pretty windy out there. We're looking in the mid-teens. And then on Sunday, it'll slow down to a little bit, but, you know, our seas will stay the same. Yet on Sunday, we're looking at a 7-second period. So the swell is actually going to get closer. Now, don't think that there isn't going to be any chop or anything like that. When you've got winds that are ripping, there's going to be a little chop. So if you're in a smaller boat, yeah, you know, plan on getting wet. So that's, you know, that's from WindFinder. That's what they're having to say. Now we're going to go to their other website and show you what their actual winds are doing. So here we go. Here's another WindFinder application, and this actually shows you which direction the winds are currently going, right? And it shows you the speeds over here on the side. We've got the purples and the blues and the greens, you know, out here pick up in these are miles per hour. So, you know, right around, let's say Boynton, Delray area, we're around, you know, 10 miles an hour, which is pretty much accurate with what we saw from the, accurate with what we saw from the inlet webcam. It's fairly accurate. So, you know, to come to this one is good. What I'm going to do after we're done with this broadcast is I am going to upload and I'm going to put all these websites that I use to find the forecast, and I'm going to put them in the description so you can go ahead and sort of monitor it yourself for the rest of the week, or you can always come back to this video, right? So this is today right now. Tomorrow, we're looking at more of a, the winds look like they're going to pick up. The more green you see, that's our wind speed picking up. The more purplish you see, that's it slowing down. So you can see the winds are starting to come from the north tomorrow. Thursday, we shifted. We're going to be coming from the southeast, right? But the winds have slowed down to, right around, down here, off Miami, they're looking around in the, not even 10 miles an hour, up towards Broward and Palm Beach. We're heading towards right around, seven-ish miles an hour from the southeast. So again, you got to consider that. And that variable wind shift is going to also change your fishing. So just think about that too. That day might, actually consider running offshore a little bit if you're fishing. That would be, for me, that's where you might find one or two mahi way out there. So, that's how it goes. So let's see, Friday. Oh, here we go, west, and our winds are booking. So this is, if we zoom in, you can see here, we're in the teens here at Palm Beach and Broward. So, but we're coming from the west, like I said, so we're going to get a swell. It's going to create some chop, a little bit of chop, just because the wind's pushing the water a lot, but we're going to have a swell definitely. So, this is, the stuff where you want to say, okay, hey, I'm going to go do something optimal. This weather is definitely not, hey, let's head way offshore and look for a fish, because what's happening with this is blowing all of everything, all of our forms of life or anything that we're going to fish with. It's blowing it, out towards the Bahamas, which are, way over here. So they're going to get everything. So back to Florida. And so that's Friday. Friday is looking pretty gnarly with a wind, but like I said, you're going to get a swell. Saturday shifts back from the northwest. Like I said, Saturday was from WaveFinder, was looking at the, one of our best days to actually head out. And then Sunday, it's going to slow down even more, but we're going to have a straight east wind. So you can see how this is changing every day. So plan accordingly, just think about it. I mean, there are going to be some days where you can get out there. Does WindFinder have the wave heights? Yes, it does. Somewhere I'm going to have to look and find out where it was. I'm not sure if this particular one that I'm on does. Let me see. Hold on. I know that the one on, when you look at it on your cell phone, that's a great question. That is, yes, I agree with you, James. The weather has been horrible. I have a small boat. I have 17-foot Key West. I haven't been able to get out since January 1st. I mean, any day that is good is usually on a weekday and I'm working. So, yeah, I agree with you entirely. Back to the fish, the wind finder. I know when I look at it on my cell phone, I can find the waves. I'll have to go and do a little bit further investigation, because there is one that looks just like this. But I found it on my cell phone. I know if I look at the other one, which is just, hold on one second, I'll show you. I know if we go back to this one here and we look at it, it just gives you like numerical values of what the waves are predicted to be, which is this one right here. But I know on the other one, which is like that live sort of chart, that's really cool to look at. That one, I've seen it where it has the wave heights. To answer your question, Mr. JT, how you doing? Again, hey, everybody, thanks a million for showing up and, leaving all the comments. I greatly appreciate it. And like I said, I can't thank you guys enough. I'm having a little bit of fun right here. Let's move on, though, with our forecast, because we don't got much more time left. And I don't want to hold everybody up with their lives. I know we got other stuff to do. So we've gone over that. Now we are going to look at NOAA's forecast. So NOAA is just, it's generality. It's all written. And, NOAA is, Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's accurate, and we'll see. So here's what they're saying right now. We got small craft advisory in effect through Thursday morning. It's pretty much accurate right now. What they're saying, we've got the northwest winds. Tomorrow we've got north winds. This is pretty much following what's going on with what WindFinder was showing you, which is just a graphic. I trust NOAA. They get it right for the most part. I mean, then again, I've been out when they've said it's going to be 3 to 5 and it's dead flat. However, for right now, we're looking fairly accurate. Thursday, northeast winds. Thursday night, it's going to pick up with the gusts coming around 20. Friday, southwest winds, good to go. Saturday, northwest winds. And Sunday, back to our northeast winds, which the graphic actually showed we're returning to the east. So we do have a little bit of a conflict there, but like I said, stick your head out the window and see which way the wind is blowing and figure that out. Go down. If you've got a boat that's your trailer, take it down, load it up, take it down to the boat ramp or wherever you got to go. And if it's not worth it, turn around. Never hurts, but you don't want to get out there and then really have to turn around, because then you get a big cleanup mess and all that. We've all been through that before. So that is our marine forecast. Now what we're going to do is we are going to talk a little bit about our moon phase. So we're coming up on a full moon, right? So we're going to look at it right now. We are going to go to today's moon phase. Here we are. Here's our moon phase. So today we are at an 80% waxing moon. What waxing means? Let me explain moon phases real quick for everybody who doesn't know. A waxing moon means it's heading towards a full moon. A waning moon means it is going away from the full moon. So right now, between now, which is Tuesday, Wednesday, we got 92%. Thursday, 99%. Friday, full moon. Saturday. So we're looking at full moon stuff. So when I was saying earlier that there's scattered wahoo swimming around, if you're wanting to go for wahoo and you can get out there, this is going to be, a great time to actually go and do it with this moon approaching a full moon. You can fish for them on the full moon. Everybody's got their, sort of skepticism whether or not it is good on the full moon, or is it better, when we're just off or just on, I fish it all when it comes to that. If I'm targeting wahoo, it's February, to be honest with you. March is this time of year where I think the big giant female wahoo come in, and they really start feeding. So, you'll want to pay attention to that March full moon. But I gotta say, just on a side note, that this past year, 2023, June, was on fire for wahoo. I mean, everybody was catching them, and they were almost easy pickings. So, coming up in that month, also maybe we'll get just as lucky this year. Have it, just like we had this crazy mutton bite going on last year too. Perfect fishing. So that's our moon phase. So remember, we are Tuesday, good day. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're almost at the full moon. Saturday, we are on full moon. Sunday, we're just off of it. So over the weekend is, really that full moon time. So if you're planning on really getting out for that, doing that wahoo chasing, I try to get out maybe Thursday, maybe even tomorrow. So that's where we stand with our moon phase. Now, moon phase affects your trolling a little bit. Just think about that. The fish, if you got a bright moon, they can see and they're eating all night. So just keep that in mind, and just keep that. What I'm trying to say is keep that in mind. That way you don't go out fishing for stuff that might not necessarily be there. All right. So the next thing, we've gone over our moon phase. Now our final thing for our, sort of helping you out to plan your week is we are going to look at our tide chart. So remember, tides also make a big deal, especially if you're going out for wahoo. And you know, your tides, sometimes they can mess it up, but it helps you plan. So if you know you're an early morning guy, or you're a mid-morning guy, or whatever, however it is that you get out there and go and do your thing, the tide charts definitely help you do it. So here we're going to take a look at the tide charts, which are all generally the same. I've got the Palm Beach tide chart up here. So right now we're at Tuesday. So it looks like we've got an outgoing tide in the morning. So from about 5, 6 to about 11 noon. Thursday, our tide hits ebb tide at 6:47, and it starts pulling back in at 1. So think about this. Like I said, if you're going for those wahoo, you really want an outgoing tide, which is what we're looking at. So that'll actually be good. Let's say you're going out fishing for them Thursday or Friday. Our tide starts to fall at 6 a.m. Tide starts to fall at 7:30 a.m. on Friday. So that's great stuff right there, which is what you're looking for. You want those out of those inlets. You want that water flow flowing out. It's going to take all that sediment and all that debris, and we're going to troll, you know, definitely give it a shot trolling by the inlets, because that's where your predators are going to be hanging out. So that's what we're looking at for our weekly forecast and your fishing. Now, another thing that is biting that I forgot to mention, swordfish. Swordfish are a consistent bite right now. So if that is your cup of tea, you can go out there and get them. They're not scarce. And like I said, we had the queen snapper deep out over the humps down south of Key Largo, Alamorada area. And the last thing that I said, shrimp run. So if you go to a bait store and they got nothing but shrimp, yes, there's a reason why. And you know, you can take these, you can still go and catch them live. They're probably pushed further down south into, you know, the greater Miami area right now. And there's nothing more to say about our fishing forecast and our fishing report. That's what you should be looking for, folks. So remember, if you're looking to help us out and you got Facebook, go on there. Make a post. It's a group. Just join the group. There's no real requirements to join the group. It'll notify me that you want to join, and I will, you know, admit you into the group. It's a private group. It's not a public group. I'll admit you into the group. You can post your photos. Say, hey, this is what I'm caught. I'm not asking for anybody's fishing spots. Just say, hey, this is what's biting. That way we can make this a great show, an accurate show. You know, I want this to be a great show for avid anglers, people and beginners, and everyone that just wants to get out there and fish and have some fun and, you know, have a productive day. So that's that. And as always, you know, if you have not yet subscribed or joined our YouTube channel, feel free. It's great fun. It's super information packed. I'm always trying to give simple explanations of how you can, you know, have great days on the water. Lots of stuff, lots of information that generally people, not people, that's the wrong word. You know, folks like charter fishermen and the drift boat captains, they're not just going to offer up to you. You know, they'll show you what you're catching, or, you know, you can see people catching fish. I really want to let you know how to fish and how to fish for what fish you want to fish for. So I'm always looking for advice too. All right, folks, we're running a little late. I've had fun, and I hope you did too. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. Until next time, South Florida saltwater fishing, going wherever the cool wind takes us.